All right, let's talk about She-Hulk. So, I watched the first episode. Now, none of the trailers really gravitated towards me. Um, I think the only thing that intrigued me was Daredevil potentially showing up and the Incredible Hulk or Professor Hulk, Smart Hulk, whatever he's called now. To be very honest, the show was mid at best. Um, a lot of the things that they hint at was not really that interesting. Now I think there's a bigger story that's probably gonna come out of it, but that's what we're hoping for. Now, I'm not trying to bash this show, but to compare it to something like the Captain America, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show, or even to the WandaVision, even to What If, this show was mid. It wasn't the best. How people are praising it, it wasn't that good. It was just okay. Um, so let's start. So it starts off with they're driving, they're talking about Cap. Of course, they have to make they got to find ways of how to make the dialogue kind of funny. So the first thing they're doing, they're talking about Cap, if he's still a virgin. So they're talking about that. Then a spaceship comes out of nowhere. They get into a car accident. She's pulling herself out the vehicle and she scrapes her arm and cuts it. So now she's bleeding. She's got a wound. Now she goes out to pull Bruce Banner, and he's bleeding. And some of the blood gets on her. So once the blood gets on her, she starts becoming she starts becoming to a Hulk, a She-Hulk, and she goes off because she can't control it. So she some way somehow goes to a bar or something, or club, and she's out there. Her clothes are all beat up. She looks like she got beat up or something. And she goes into this bar, club, whatever, and she's in the bathroom. This scene was stupid as hell. These women, I want to say it's 5 of them, come in, see her all dirty. Looks like she's got beat up or something. And the first thing they're saying, "Oh, girl, you don't need to be with him. You gotta leave him." They start covering up whatever scrapes and bruises she's got with makeup. And I was just like, okay, so they're thinking that she got abused by her boyfriend or whatever. Then they magically have pair of shoes that fit her. They give her clothes, so she goes outside and she's waiting for Bruce, because I guess she called Bruce. Now I do remember she grabbed the phone, but I don't remember seeing her call Bruce or Bruce even picking up. Then we get a shot of her outside waiting for someone. That's what I'm thinking. She's waiting for someone because they don't show if she called Bruce and he picked up and was like, "Yes, I'm coming." Nothing like that. She's waiting outside. Here come 3 guys. They see her. They're trying to talk to her, and she's like, my boyfriend's coming." So now they're making it that these guys were gonna kidnap her or something. They don't explain it now. They're not like, "Nah, come over here." Nothing like that. We just want to talk to you. Now, some people have issues with this, some other people don't. To me, it just didn't make sense. Now, if you would have added that they were being aggressive, then yes, the scene would have worked perfect. But the scene that they put just didn't make sense because they're trying to talk to her. Now she's not showing any aggression, nothing like that. All she's doing is it looks like she's getting irritated or something. But she is still she is still walking away from them. So she's walking away from them, and all we see, I think they're approaching her. I'm not sure. I think one guy is approaching her, and the other two guys are like in the patio or whatever. And she turns into the Hulk. Now, supposedly, she can control it. Now, this is down in the episode, a little bit more in the episode. Supposedly, she could control it, but yet at that moment, she couldn't control it. Something about it snapped inside of her. Women, something inside of them snapped. So my guess, she felt threatened. Okay, so she turns around, and then out of nowhere, boom, Hulk uh, slams her or whatever, and takes her away. Then we jump where to Hulk has her somewhere in Mexico in a bar, and like this little small house, bar, whatever. And he's trying to figure out her condition, and realizes that her genes are a little bit better, so much better that he can use her blood to fix his arm, which is okay. I mean, that's probably the cheapest way of how to fix the arm issue with Hulk. Like I said, it's an easy route. They have to make it where she's very unique. And to be very honest, they F up with Hulk through Infinity War and Endgame. So we get some backstory of Bruce Banner, Tony Stark, and now Bruce is trying to teach her about being a Hulk. Then all of a sudden, she can control it. She transforms, and it's still her. When at the beginning, she couldn't control it. She didn't even know how she got there. She didn't. So you're telling me this woman, this person, was able to control this character all of a sudden, and now she can transform quick and deform quick. It was just weird how they did that. Another thing is, this show really proved to me, and I'm pretty sure to a lot of fans, She-Hulk is gonna be a decent show just from the looks of it, unless they pull something out with the story. But right now, really, we have no story. This is just a woman who now is a Hulk, hence She-Hulk, and she's a lawyer, and it looks like she's gonna be thrown to either defend villains or heroes, or to go against villains, something like that. But yeah, this first episode, all it really did was, it made me want a Hulk movie, a Hulk show, because there's a lot of stuff that we are missing from Hulk. A lot of stuff. Why can't we get that years between he was trying to figure out his Hulk? Because there were trials where he failed, and then when he finally got it after Endgame, what was he doing? But to me, this show was just very decent. the best parts about it were Hulk. And let's get into the part where she starts fighting Hulk, because she's supposedly she's just better. She can control it better, and it took him 15 years, and it took her a day and a half, basically, a day and a half to be able to control the Hulk in her. Because if we are being very honest, at the beginning when she got it, she went off crazy, didn't know what she was doing, went somewhere, and I guess fell asleep or something, because she turned back. When the guys approached her, her anger turned her into a She-Hulk. So really, she can't control it. Then when Bruce used the horn and scares her, she turns into the Hulk. So again, she can't control it yet, but they're saying that she can control it. But they're proving that she can't control it. When we get to when they're talking and everything, and she's saying that she's gonna leave because she doesn't want to be a superhero. I mean, I understand that, and she's got some valid points. Yes, look at his life, how it went from basically to shit. So she's has some very valid points, and the way he's going about it isn't the right way. But this is the only way that he has, because he's been the only one, and the other one, Abomination, just disappear out of nowhere. But he's been doing something, because nobody truly knows where or what he has been doing. We're probably going to get that backstory when he's introduced. But like I said, they start fighting, and Bruce is holding back. He doesn't want to hurt her. He knows he can beat her up, but he doesn't want that. He wants to teach her that what you have is different. This is like when she was gonna turn around and turn to the She-Hulk against those guys. Most likely she would have killed them. One punch, she would have killed them. Unless these guys are superheroes too, because now we know that a lot of Marvel people around that universe are superheroes out of nowhere, and they even show it in the damn trailers. Well, they start fighting. Hulk is taking some of the getting beat up a little bit, but he's not trying. He knows that with one little snap he can do it. So he does his hand clap, which is the first time we see him do the hand clap, and just whooshes her away. So now she tries to copy him, but she doesn't have the power that he has. But what she does is that whenever she claps multiple times, it starts creating the same vibration or ear, whatever, to the Hulk, like in the Incredible Hulk, where it weakens him, kind of. But we've seen that he does get weakened, but eventually he does overcome that. Well, they continue fighting, and then they fall in the bar and they break it. And then he gets mad and asks her to rebuild it. So they rebuild it, and then he's like, yeah, okay, if you want to go back, you can go back. When I say that was basically the whole episode. It was just Hulk trying to teach her trying to fight him, telling her she doesn't want to be that, then gives her the okay to go back to her life. And when we see her back in when we first start, she's a lawyer. She already is She-Hulk. They're gonna go fight this case, and people are saying that she's the guy in the very beginning is trying to mansplain her, when in reality he's just being a jerk. He wants that position, like all lawyers do. He wants that position because he feels he's the better lawyer, or defense, whatever. And then she leaves, and then she starts telling us her origin story. So, and there's another thing that I didn't put there, of some of the wokeness that they have, but I don't really care. A lot of that stuff just, it goes over my head. I can care less. It's just eye roll basically now. You can tell when they try. You can tell when they try to tell you, and I don't care. I just don't care. I just want, give me a damn good character. Give me a good story. That's all I want. Daredevil, Netflix didn't need any wokeness in it, and they added some wokeness at the very last season, but it was very good the way they did it. It didn't take away from the story. Was it the weaker episode? Yeah, it was the weaker episodes when they added those stuff, but it was still good. So we go back to the very beginning. So it's like the fort break wall. At the very beginning, she breaks the wall. Then she's telling her origin. We see all what that happened, how she became. Bruce teaching her. Bruce giving her the okay to go back, and then we jump back to that same time, and then we're following her to the court basically, and they're talking about something. I tuned out that part of the court. I nothing about it really gravitated towards me, because it just didn't make sense. I don't remember what they were talking about. What I want to say was something about people dying, like unfortunate accidents, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. And she's gonna give her testimony. I think that's what they call it. And before she can, he comes this other character out of nowhere, breaks this wall. So she's, my guess, she's super strength. Breaks this wall, and her friend, who knows that she has this Hulk stuff in her, is telling her, hey, turn to the She-Hulk. This is your time. So at the very beginning of the episode, she doesn't want to be a superhero at all. She's saying that, I don't want to be a superhero. I don't want the life that you had, Bruce. I don't want, basically, she doesn't want no one to know, but she tells everyone. Her parents most likely know, because I think Bruce says that he called her parents and told them they were okay. I can't remember that well. But she definitely didn't want to be that superhero. But her friend pushes her to be that. And that other villain, or whatever she is, breaks that wall. She's like, this is your time. And she's like, oh, I really like this outfit. And then she's about to turn, and the friend is like, oh, your shoes. So she takes off her shoes, and then because she knows how to control it, even though they've shown that she can't control it, she turns into the She-Hulk. They do this edit where it's just weird. All of a sudden, that chick was just standing there, the villain. Now she's throwing something out of nowhere. Like, they don't even show how she got that to that point of grabbing that stuff and throwing it. But they show that she grabs it, She-Hulk grabs it, throws it back at her, and it slams on top of this uh, villain. I don't know her name, and then all of a sudden, I think she gets up and she runs towards She-Hulk, and then She-Hulk just boom hits her with a punch and makes her fly all the way to the other end of the wall. Hits the wall. Doesn't break the wall, which is, you would think she would break the wall because she's supposed to be this superhuman superhero villain, whatever, or and then the power of She-Hulk. But she just hits a wall and makes a little some dent, like a crack in it, and that's it. Now everyone can see that she's She-Hulk. Now, she doesn't call herself She-Hulk. She calls herself whatever her character name is, and that's all we get. And then the post credit. A lot of people are raving about the post credit. Maybe I missed something, but if the post credit is the part where they're still talking about She-Hulk, I mean Captain America and his virginity, it was something you definitely don't need. But it looks like, I want to say that part, she goes back to Hulk, or it was just a scene they cut out. I don't know. I think that it was probably just a bad edit. But yeah, guys, that's basically the whole show, and I'm being very serious. That was basically the whole show in 21 minutes. I told you. The CGI on She-Hulk still does not look good. The CGI on Hulk looks good, but there are certain shots where it does not look good. The character model for She-Hulk, something about it does not work. Just something. Either it's the hair or just something about it does not work. But it was okay. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't Captain Marvel bad. It was decent enough that you can watch it and you can take out the good stuff. Like for me, the good stuff that I saw was the Incredible Hulk, or Professor, or Smart Hulk, whatever you want to call him. Those were the good stuff. The memories of Tony Stark, the backstory, how he got his arm fixed and stuff like that. Because that's a character that we went through a whole journey to how he is now. She-Hulk has a long ways. It wasn't a 10 out of 10 show like some people are saying. It wasn't a 1 out of 10 trash like some people are saying. It was a 5 out of 10. It was decent. It was good enough that you can get something out of it. You can enjoy it, but they definitely need to build to something bigger. This is a 9th episode, so I think at the very end we're gonna get Daredevil and probably Bruce back, but don't be surprised if they don't. But yeah, guys, that was my quick thoughts, what I think about it. It's an okay show. It's mid. A lot of people are gonna enjoy it. A lot of people are gonna hate it, and there's gonna be the people that there's people that are gonna overachieve this show. They're gonna overrate this show. There's people that are gonna underrate this show. This show was decent. It was a 5 out of 10. It was okay. It was a show that you can get something out of it. So I'll see you guys next time.